Hello, hello. Welcome back to Lights Camera Jackson. Your host Cuba here. Let's go ahead and dive into it today. Today's video is about this movie called Dumb Money. So it takes place, or basically represents back in 2021 when this guy, ordinary guy, but now famous, named Keith Gill, started. Well, he already had a YouTube channel. I'm sure probably some other like servers and stuff out there that he was hosting on as well, where he was just basically talking about stock investing, about like looking at charts, reading, portfolio documents, understand the health and well-being of companies. Anyway, as y'all would know, so 2021, famous stock investing when it comes to GameStop, AMC, and other companies like that, with a whole like short squeeze. So like that's kind of like where the movie is taking place. They actually do a really good job, in my opinion, of honing in about Keith Gill and like his personal life. So a little bit about his job, his wife, his kid, his family. Maybe some other added fictitious details in there, but they do a good wholesome job. They also have these characters played by America Ferrera, Anthony Ramos, Talia Ryder, as like these individuals, these average day Americans who are like listening to Mr. Gill. They are basically part of the big group, the massive wealth of people who like help blow up his channel, get his message or his videos more well known and put out there. But anyway, so I say this, I think this was a really good movie, shot with a, really good cast. So Paul Dano, Shailene Woodley, Talia Ryder, Seth Rogen, Pete Davidson, Sebastian Stan, America Ferrera, Nick Offerman, Anthony Ramos. Like, there's a host of good people in this movie, in all honesty, who like put this cast together. So it also brings in some of these people play the hedge fund managers who I guess their names were really big and involved in the short squeeze back in 2021 at the time. And so it's like three of them, Gabe Plotkin, Kenneth Griffin, and Steve Cohen. They were like the big three hedge fund billionaires who were like, their names were actively involved in the short squeeze and everything going on with GameStop and AMC, similar companies. But anyway, coming from my personal perspective, I think that looking back on it, being alive in 2021, witnessing, so to speak, history at that time, it was part of the reason why I wanted to go see the movie with my wife, because it's like I remember talking to one of my really good friends. I ain't gonna mention his name right now, but hopefully he's cool with me doing it next time, just in case. But yeah, he was telling me all about it. Crypto was going insane. Everybody was downloading Robinhood. Like, it was just wild. And like I remember he's like, yeah, man, like I've been invested in AMC and GameStop ever since like 2020, like late in 2020 and stuff. And so like I'm on this train. I'm like in this dilemma. Make this Robinhood account. I'm making other accounts too. But I'm like, okay, man, like, I know I want to build my wealth. I've been doing retirement investing and stuff too in the stocks. But it's like, what, like, do I get in on this? Like, and I'm a risky investor. Personally, I'm a risky investor. So like, do I get in on this and like put my money in there? I'm not no millionaire, but like I could put a little bit of bucks in there, or do I just kind of wait, see if it simmers down? I don't know what was going through my head at the time, but anyway, like I'm just waking up. It's like 8:30, 9 a.m. As if it's my job, Monday through Friday, like trying to figure out like, okay, I'm like reading these stocks. I'm like watching these call options go up. These put options flowing up and down and stuff like. Everything like going on with stock market and the craze. And I guess for me, like I said, really good movie, well put together, funny audio as far as like sorry, I should say music. Definitely didn't see the music coming. I guess when you go see the movie, it is rated R technically, so that's probably a little bit dealing with the music. But interesting combo put together. And just for me, from my perspective, it was really cool to kind of relate to some of the characters, like the everyday Americans in there, whether they're fictitious or not, on like their life situation and what they chose to do with their money, investing about it. But like looking back for me, witnessing that, I knew people who were putting money into it, people who were saying like, nah, it's not gonna do anything. There's no way you can make money from it. It's just like, think about it like, dang, if I would have done that, if I would have poured all my like, I shouldn't say savings, but like poured a lot of my money into it when I was really like, I was really uneasy about like what I should do, you know, like trying to pay off debt and stuff at the time. Like where would I be like today? That's like, I'm not trying to do that woulda, coulda, shoulda thing, but like I find that very interesting to think about like what would life be like if I would have did that back in 2021, if I would have, you know, poured money into there from what I had anyway, into like buying the stock and buying call options and stuff. But anyway, none of that really matters. It was just really cool to know that you're being part of like very recent history, understanding like where Mr. Gill was coming from and what he was doing, and like just being opening up, you know, this information to the average day American about the stock market, because you know historically it's mostly wealthy people had access to information in stocks, and they were making their money, and they've been making their money, you know, for a long time and stuff. And so it's just like really good to like know that similar movie like Big Short about Michael Burry, you know, in the '08 financial crisis and stuff. Like that's a great 10 out of 10 movie. Definitely recommend. That's a whole side note. Maybe a different video on that. But yeah, just good to see that they put something like this together. And it's something very relatable for people like, you know, like me, for one of my friends who I mentioned earlier, you know, my wife, young people, but just people in general who are alive, and they got to witness and they watched the news and they saw the numbers going up and going down, and people went from average to everyday people, and within, you know, 3-4 months to worth six figures, worth millionaires, you know. And it's just like, it was crazy. It's really, it was, what a time to be alive it was at that time. Shout out Drake, I guess, on that one. I give you credit on that. But yeah, man. So if y'all haven't seen it, go watch Dumb Money. Let me know in the comments if you've seen it or if you're going to go see it. How you relate to it? How was it for you? Did you get involved in investing? Did you know anybody who invested in it? You know, what happened to them? Like, you don't have to go deep into details, but did they make money off it? Did they lose money off it? You know, were they going off analytics to determine when to pull out, when to stay in? You know, I'm interested. I really am interested to know about that, because it was a very interesting course of months to just be like talking about business, talking about investing, talking about like stocks, and like what side you were on, whether you thought it was good, you know, whether you thought Mr. Gill was like a good guy or a bad guy, whatever. You know, none of that really matters. But anyway, it was a great time. So I appreciate y'all listening to the video. Hopefully this was cool and you were able to relate to it. I know, like I said, Dumb Money 2021, very relatable for me personally, from, you know, about actually doing investing and stuff at that time, and people I knew who were getting in on it. So let me know. I'd be really interested to see, again, love conversation amongst the community. And I look forward to putting another video out there soon. You have a good one. Peace.